What's up, everybody? We are live at Eddy's Cantina number 2. I'm here with Karin Yu.
Hi guys, my name is Karin I sing mostly and I play the piano and I make music as well.
Yes, so we're very excited to have her on our show today. And actually, the reason that we do have her on our show today is because this Friday, she's going to be here. She's going to be playing live. We're very excited to have her.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited too because I've never played here before. And I actually went to Japanese school when I was studying in middle school.
Okay.
So I hung around here pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, so you were in Tianmu. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, excellent. I have a question before we start, though.
All right.
Do you like hot food?
I love hot food. I'm
What-
really into hot stuff actually.
What's your favorite kind? Favorite kind of spicy
I
food?
love hot pot. Like
Spicy
the
hot
spicy
pot.
hot pot.
I like the mala huoguo stuff.
Yeah, I love
Okay,
it.
okay.
I
Beautiful.
used to hate it though.
Really?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I thought it was like I just didn't like the smell.
Okay, okay. I
And
could get
I don't
that.
know
Yeah.
why. After I went to the States for 2 years, and then I just started to like miss a lot of Asian food.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, that's the reason why.
okay. Was there any like mala huoguo in the States, or
Yeah, there was
is
a
there some?
couple.
Okay, okay, okay. Good. So let's get started here.
Okay.
We are gonna start. Sorry, I put mine backwards.
All
Here.
right.
You're good. You're good.
I
You're
can
good. So the
already
first one,
Smell it.
it's just a simple one, just to get us started. It's our buffalo sauce here.
Ooh,
So we'll
okay.
start with a little buffalo here,
All right.
and
I
yeah,
can't
let's go.
wait.
All
Okay.
right. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Mmm.
Ooh.
It's a little bit sour.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. Wow, we got lots of these. We'll need those. So yeah, basically we starting with just like the simple basic Frank's, like the classic buffalo wing sauce. Most of the sauces we make ourselves at our restaurant, but we also do have some sponsored bottles from some other local brands, which are good. Yeah. Awesome. So back to you. I want, if someone was to say, who is, Karin, who are you? Like, I want to know your story. I want to know everything. So
Okay,
let's start from the beginning.
Okay, you want to know everything.
I
Well,
do, yeah.
I was born in Taiwan.
Okay.
My mom is Japanese.
Oh, okay.
That's why I told you earlier that I went to Japanese school.
Okay, that's cool.
Um,
And you speak Japanese, or?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
good.
graduated there.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then my mom is a piano player.
Oh.
So I learned how to play the piano when I was 4.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
And then I started singing later after I learned playing the piano. But then I fell in love with singing more than just playing the piano.
Okay.
So I've been singing and playing pretty much in my entire life.
Okay.
I went to different schools, and eventually I went to the art school in Taiwan in high school.
Okay.
And then in 2016 I went to the States for music education.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I learned some singing techniques there because I couldn't really find a good teacher here
Okay.
because I really like singing jazz and R&B, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So
Sure.
when I went to the States
Okay.
to like get more experience.
Okay. So you're doing a lot of live music around Taipei.
Yeah.
Because I actually follow you on Facebook and Instagram, and I actually wanted to get you in for a long time, but we just,
really?
but sometimes we just.
Maybe I was too busy.
It's just you're probably
I don't know.
you're pretty busy, and sometimes we'll be setting up our events for the month,
I know.
and then it's like, okay, you do this, and then sort of things don't mesh, and it doesn't work out. But yeah, I'm glad to have you. I'm excited to have you on Friday. Actually, you're bringing a
a guitarist.
guitarist.
With me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have here's the wet one right there for you. Is
Oh,
is
okay,
this
yeah,
good
I'll
for you?
just use that one.
And yeah. So
Yeah.
very good, very good. Okay. What about what's your inspiration? Like what like for example, I coach soccer. I've been playing soccer since I was a kid, and then I've been coaching it since I was 12. I have a daughter, and she doesn't like it. You know, she's okay with it. So I mean, it's not necessary that she's gonna like it, but your mom's a piano instructor, and you like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay,
a lot.
so what's your sort of biggest motivation for doing this?
Well, the biggest motivation would be, I feel like music is kind of just like an escape
Okay.
to me.
Okay.
It's kind of like a way of expressing myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like just because I write.
I was gonna ask
have a
that.
habit
That was my
of
next question. Okay.
writing diaries, and then
Okay.
and then I love putting a melody to the words and then making a song.
Okay.
That was kind of like I don't know, it's just really important to me to kind of let people know what I'm feeling, what I want to say, what I want to express myself.
Okay. So you write your own songs.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I had a show
Okay.
a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
and I performed all my original songs.
Oh wow! Are you gonna do some on Friday? Some of your originals?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool. Very
2
cool.
songs.
Okay. Excellent. So where are you playing? Like what other venues are you playing at?
I
right
play regularly at Grand Hyatt Taipei.
now? Okay. Nice.
The
Okay.
hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, every Saturday night, 9 to
Every
12.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. 3-hour gig.
3
All right.
hour
Okay.
gigs, yeah.
How's that? 9 to midnight. 9 to midnight,
Yeah,
basically.
I got used to it. Well,
Okay. Wow.
the first time there, I was kind of tired
Of course. Yeah.
because
yeah.
I've never had a 3-set night.
Sure. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
quite a bit. Yeah.
But I got used to it, and
Okay.
I got to like eat free food there.
Okay, good,
have
good,
some
that's
free
good,
drinks.
okay.
That was kind of good.
So now at the end of 3 hours, so now when you do 2 sets or 1 set, it's probably easy, right?
It's
I
a
would
lot
guess, yeah?
easier.
Okay.
And I really like the environment here because
Okay.
it's more like chill and
Okay, great.
there's not much rules.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
of course.
because when
yeah.
I'm playing and singing at hotels, they also have like some standards that I have to follow.
Okay. Oh, that
So
yeah.
that's kind of
Okay.
different
Yeah, that.
than just playing at a bar or at a restaurant.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I also think we've been trying to like sort of here. We try to do different things like this show. We try to do things like this. We'll do like a karaoke night. We'll do like we'll show UFCs.
Really?
Yeah, we do
You
different
guys
things.
have karaoke?
We do. We
I
do
gotta-
like you gotta do
I
like
gotta
listen.
join, man.
Yeah, really? Okay, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, that was
Why
one of
not?
my questions actually because
Oh, really?
when I talk to musicians, like there's a few musicians I can think of at the top of my head, local ones, and they're like, oh, they're all gung ho. Let's come, and I go, we have a really good PA system. We have a really good setup because we have karaoke, right? And then they're kind of just like they're like totally
Shy
like
away?
they're like totally like karaoke, like that's amateur, and I'm kind of like, well, of course it is. It's karaoke,
Are they
right? So
jazz musicians? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I've had a weird experience when I mention karaoke to musicians. Some of them are like, let's go. I love karaoke. And some
Like
of them
me.
are like, yeah, like you, yeah, which is nice. And some of them are like,
I like fun things.
yeah,
Like this.
exactly.
This
This is fun, right? Something different, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on the
Let's
next
get into
one.
the
Yeah.
second one.
Okay, yeah. So this one is also we make this one ourselves. This one is a sort of a sweet chipotle, like a honey chipotle.
Oh,
a chipotle is
God.
like a
I
smoked
love
jalapeno.
it.
Yeah.
I
So
love
yeah,
it.
here you go. Enjoy. Actually, my daughter's favorite.
Because it's sweet.
Yeah.
I like the taste a lot too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I know that on some of your videos, I see you with a lot of kids. You teaching kids music or?
It was like a one-time event that I had a couple weeks ago. So I am working with an old singer, and he doesn't sing anymore. He has his own kind of like a music company,
Okay.
and I'm recording my song there, and he holds that event.
Okay. Okay.
So kind of like just went through some local elementary schools
Okay.
and
Okay.
teach small kids because oftentimes they don't really have a music class, so we
Yeah.
kind of just wanted to help them to know what music is about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I sang some songs and had some do you know what scatting is?
I do not know.
It's kind of like just make
Sorry,
up a song.
I'm not that hip on this. Yeah. Okay.
It's just like make up a song.
Okay. Okay.
So I was just making songs at the moment for the kids.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And how's the response from the kids?
Oh, they were
Yeah.
really excited and
Okay.
really happy.
What's the age group of the kids?
Like what first grader to sixth graders.
Okay. 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 Very good. And how are you doing that with kids? You like working with kids?
I love playing
Okay.
with kids. I just love kids. I don't
Okay.
know.
Beautiful.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is she's 7.
She's 7.
And she's 7 years old. She's
second
eating wings
grader?
right now. Yeah.
Okay.
She's a funny kid. Yeah. She's a very. I mean, she grew up obviously in a Mexican restaurant, so she has sort of specific tastes. So sometimes when she goes to school, and they just kind of like the public school just kind of gives the grandma.
She's not in
No.
the TAS.
No, she's in Shidong Guoshao. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so when she goes there, and sometimes, they just have kind of their, whoever's cooking has to make a big amount for, hundreds of people. And when she eats that, she's just kind of like, sometimes she's a little crazy because she's just,
Right.
I mean, she eats honey chipotle wings and tacos and burgers. And she does like Taiwanese food. And we have, my wife is Hakka, so she also likes Hakka food and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty.
I think I can relate to that
Yeah. Okay.
because, well, as I mentioned,
Okay.
my mom is a Japanese,
Yeah. Okay.
so
Japanese food's great. She
Yeah.
loves that too. We all love
I love
Japanese.
it so much.
Yeah.
So when I
we
was
love something,
younger,
man. Yeah.
I didn't really like the taste of Taiwanese food.
Okay. I can. Yeah.
So that's why I think I could kind of relate to your daughter.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Okay.
So
She, when I would pick her up from kindergarten, she'd be like
Yeah.
5 years old,
yeah,
and she's like, "Daddy, I'm hungry." I said, "Okay, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to eat?" And she would say, "Oh, it's up to you. Here's your choices." And I'm like, "Okay."
okay.
And this is like a little kid saying that. And she's like, "Fish tacos." And I'm like, "Okay, that's easy. We do those." And she's like, "Enchiladas." I'm like, "Okay, what else?" She's like, "Butter chicken or like American smoked brisket." And I'm like, these are
Very specific.
really like specific things.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, let's just go and get like, whatever, like a biendang, whatever across. She's like, no, I don't want to eat that.
Yo,
So she
I
actually
didn't
won't eat
start
that. Yeah.
eating biendang until I was in high school.
Yeah?
And everybody, like all my local friends, were like freaking out. I was
Really?
like, yo, this is my first time eating biendang. And they were like, shut up.
Yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. Of course.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not joking. I literally.
Well, with Japanese mom and Japanese food is like I like Taiwanese food as well, but
Me too.
we just went to Okinawa last
Oh
summer
my
for a week.
God,
Food is
I love
it was so the
Okinawa.
seafood was pretty amazing. The lobster, the oysters, just the beef. Beef was amazing. So
Wagyu.
I love that. We went there, and one of my favorite things was walking on the street, and there was this sort of like izakaya, but they had this like to-go window, and there was this like old Japanese guy cutting up this wagyu and putting it on skewers and grilling it, and we got a couple, and we were just like, whoa. The beef is so good.
Yeah.
The foods for us. My family's Mexican, so obviously we eat spicy food and we eat like sort of lots of different foods, and we eat. We love food. Like food so when we travel, food is one of the main things for us. So I mean, yeah, going to Japan, we went to Tokyo, we went to Okinawa. Food's great, love it, love sushi and sashimi. And actually, in Taiwan, I tried a couple of different ramen places, and I thought I was like, okay, I don't see what the big deal is with the ramen, right? And then when we went, we had a friend in Japan, and she's like, well, we have to take you to this place, and then we got to take you to Ichiran, and when I had that, I was like, whoa, this is good, because
Of course.
it was pretty incredible.
I mean, Japanese people are really sensitive.
Yeah.
When it comes to taste.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that many, but of Japanese people, but the food's amazing.
Yeah.
The funniest thing about Okinawa was everywhere we went to, like the sort of recommended restaurants that we went to, like the ramen and all that. We went in, and it was all full of Taiwanese people. Like we can hear obviously Mandarin, but like Taiwanese accent, and we were just like, oh, this is hilarious, because we
Local
must all
people
be
don't really go there.
Yeah, it was weird. I was like, yeah, it was pretty. I mean, food was good, everything was good, but we were just like, it's so weird to go to another place and then just hear like Taiwanese and Chinese, like Taiwanese Chinese. It was pretty funny. Yeah, it was a good experience, man. Okinawa was a good one. It was very good.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Should we go to the third one?
Let's go. Yeah. So
All
this
right.
one is actually a local company called Anita's Cantina. They make some really nice local hot sauces, and this one is their classic sauce. Yeah.
All right.
So classic.
It
yeah.
looks kind of similar to this
They,
first one.
they do, but it's because chilies are red, right? So it's a Well, let's go. Anita's Cantina classic. A little bit more vinegary,
Not
right?
as sour as the first one. I
okay.
like it. I don't know what's different about it, but there's like a smell of it.
Okay. Well,
What's the special ingredients
I
in this one?
don't know actually. They won't,
Oh, okay.
it might say on the bottle, but I can't read it. So.
Okay. How long have you been here in Taiwan?
17 years.
Holy cow.
Well, probably as long as you, almost. Yeah.
Well, I'm 24, so
Okay,
I'm longer than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you look really young. Yeah.
Oh, really? Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Thank you.
It's not a question you can ask, though, right? Yeah. Well, good. So, yeah, I came here. I was a soccer coach in Canada and in Mexico,
Okay.
and loved that. After the World Cup was in Korea, Japan, I said, I've always wanted to go to Asia. Right now is the best time. So just after that, I came here.
Did
Yeah.
you know about Taiwan back then?
I did actually, because one of my best friends from kindergarten all the way to grade sort of 12 was a Taiwanese Canadian guy. His name is Derek. Shout out to Derek Chang. He's a good dude. And it was funny because as a kid going to like elementary school, like, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, you sort of have your lunchtime, and my mom would make, my lunch, and it'd be like, Mexican, like it'd be like just tacos and beans and rice and stuff like that, which we love, which we still eat now. But when you're a kid, you kind of get sick of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I'd sit with him, and his mom would be making like, like chao fan, chao mian, and all this Taiwanese, Chinese food. And we would just like switch, and I'd be like, oh, Chinese food. And he's like, oh, beans, rice, and this. And it was pretty amazing. So from
That's
then on, we've been really, really close. And all through high school as well. Although in high school, I mean, he's Taiwanese, so he went in like all the advanced classes and stuff, and I didn't. So I went to like the easy classes, sort of the dummy classes. But yeah, he was.
Well, I mean, everybody has their own life.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, no. So he's a great guy. But yeah, we stay friends till this day. You
I
get
think
spicy,
the third one is kind
We're
of.
getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like feeling it right now.
So we're gonna do 8 wings. So that's number
Ooh.
3. So yeah, that is. I love it. I mean, I've been eating spicy since I was a kid. My daughter My daughter eats spicy. Her favorite snack, since she was like, as soon as she could talk, would be raw diced onions. Like raw diced onions. So you could see her as like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, with the little, like, we make our own chips and stuff. So she would take chips, these little tortilla chips, and she was just this tiny kid. She would take these tortilla chips, she would take one chip, one diced onion, and a little bit of green salsa, and just be like, and then like one chip takes her like 5 minutes to eat. Another onion, and just like,
She knows the game.
and she loves it. So she, and the funniest thing was when she would play with other little kids, the kids would be like, oh, what is that? And she's like, oh, this is great, try it. And all the other little kids would try the mouthful of like raw onions. We were, oh my God, they start screaming. Because it's spicy, especially for a kid, right? But she, since a kid, she loves it, right?
Do you think she's gonna be in the food industry
In
the future?
I think, I mean, she's pretty foodie-ish for a kid. I mean, she, like I said, has particular taste. She loves Japanese. I think everybody loves Japanese, yeah. But
Yeah.
I think so. She's funny because she's so skinny, and the reason
eat
is
a
because
lot?
she just won't. She can eat a lot, but if she doesn't like it, she could just go like the whole day. She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna eat that. And she'll go like the whole day with no food.
Okay.
So it's pretty. She's a unique one. She's a funny kid. Yeah, she'll
Okay.
come in and say hi after she's done her wings. Yeah.
All right.
How you doing? You feeling it?
It's kind
Getting
of
there?
hot. Yeah.
Getting hot? Okay, so we still got some more to go. I wanted to ask you though, the live music scene in Taiwan. What's your take on that? What do you think of the live music scene in Taiwan right now?
You have to be really smart about it.
Okay, like
Yeah,
like
you
how
have
so?
to be your own manager. Cause
Okay.
So
As
as I
opposed to
mentioned,
having manager, are there?
no,
Okay.
I suggest musicians to not have manager.
Okay.
If you
Do they usually? I mean, I don't know this industry very well.
well, some have, some don't. Like
Okay.
me myself, I don't.
Okay.
But when I first came back to Taiwan, almost 2 years ago,
Okay.
there were some people came to me and say, "Yo, I want to be your manager, and you're gonna be like a superstar and stuff."
Superstar. Okay.
I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of middle person.
Okay.
I mean, middle company,
Like-
whatever.
okay.
Middle.
Everybody with their
people.
hands out, they want the cut.
Yeah.
Is that what it
that's-
is? Everybody
there's
wants
just
to
a
make
lot
that
of
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially when you first started your career,
Yeah.
if you don't really know what's going on, then it's pretty easy to get, I don't know.
Taken advantage of.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Well, I think, like I said, I don't know that industry very well, but the reason I want to do sort of things like this show, is because, like, even with me, I've been doing the restaurant for 12 years, but sometimes it's hard to get in front of people, right? And just to get like eyes on your product, eyes on you, eyes on what you're doing. So the whole point of what we're doing here is we just want, there's actually a lot of people doing some cool things in Taiwan, but I mean, it's sometimes you just can't find them, right? Like right now, I mean, music-wise, there are a few people doing it out there, but I don't know that many, right? I mean, people. I think not just music, but it's tough to get in front of the right eyes. I think so. The whole point is we want to get, like, we've had restaurant guys, we've had like entrepreneurs. We want to have people doing just cool people doing cool stuff. We want to like spread the word and
That's
be a bit of a
awesome.
platform, right? And so that's
amazing.
kind of what we want to
I
do.
like your work then.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, and we're trying a couple different things. We're gonna do some tacos sometime as well. But I think the wings and the spice kind of goes well together, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun. We
What
actually.
inspires you to do this? like-
I'm a big fan of a couple of YouTube channels that do sort of similar things,
Okay.
and I think it's enjoyable to watch, and it makes me want to try the wings. It makes me want to do sort of what
Similar
we're
stuff.
doing, similar stuff,
Okay.
but also I like to do it live. Just if someone makes a mistake, doesn't matter. It's funny. So most people they, I'm obviously not musicians, but they're really hesitant. They don't want to do stuff live because, like, for example, I've interviewed sort of different companies, you know, like beer, like breweries and sort of like different entrepreneurs, and I'm like, let's just hit the button and let's go, you know. And some people, they're like, well, they don't want to go live, you know, so they kind of want to record it and then sort of
make everything
polish it,
perfect.
make it perfect, which I can understand as well, because you know, you don't want to say the wrong thing and completely damage your brand or whatever. But I think live is cool. Less editing, right? And let's just, you know, you don't have to sit there and
Less budget.
just like, yeah, exactly. Let's just turn it on. Let's go. Hit the button and let's go, right? So
yeah, that's kind of true.
So I think that's what we want to do. And yeah, like I said, we get to meet in this sort of industry because I mean everyone's got to eat, right? So we get to meet people from, like, we meet students, we meet like professional soccer coaches, we meet like CEOs and CFOs of like massive corporations, and they all come in and eat and they have beers and they all chat, and like we meet like bankers and lawyers and just like a huge mix of people, and it's really cool. I really think that I'd like some of these guys and some of these gals as well. They have great stories, and I just want to share that. So that's kind of what we're doing it. So that's what we're doing right now. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. We're sharing the story. All right, number 4, and then the first round is done. So this is another one from Anita's Cantina. This one has
gonna be more spicy.
It'll be spicier than the other one, I believe.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
This one is called the Torture.
It's called.
It's called the Torture. Yeah.
What?
Shout out to Anita's Cantina. This is good stuff.
Okay.
And it's made with ghost peppers. So
Holy
it's
cow.
it's a play on words, obviously. Torture. It's spelled this way, right?
All right.
And then we can
I
tell.
think I'm gonna get more milk or something.
Sure, we can get more stuff, no problem. And we can also tell the kitchen to make the second round of wings. Yeah. Awesome.
All right, I'm
so
just
the
gonna
Torture is
go for
what.
it.
Cheers. All right. Yes.
Oh God.
Oh God, we're getting there. Round 2. Just tell Richard.
Oh
Okay.
God. It's hitting me.
Is it getting there? Okay. Yeah. Spicier or less spicy?
I think it's not that spicy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that one is made with oh, here's some a little bit. I can feel it there. Yeah. Ghost peppers.
Ghost peppers.
Some of the later sauces are, most of the latest sauces are ghost peppers as well. Yeah. Yeah. If you need more water or more whatever, let me know.
Yeah, I'm like drinking a lot.
Wait, no, of course. Yeah. The whole point is just come on and have a chat while your lips are on fire, right?
Yeah.
Something different. Something fun. Okay. Very, very cool. Very cool. So, do you have sort of... this is a good one. Okay, so in Taiwan, like I taught English, I taught Spanish, I coached soccer for so many years, and a lot of the times when I'm coaching on Saturday, the kids would come into like my 2 o'clock. Oh, now that's getting hot. My 2 o'clock practice, and they'd be like, "Oh, they're exhausted," and I'd be like, "How are you tired? It's Saturday." And they're like, "Well, I got to go to English, and then to violin, and then to piano, and then to math, and then to soccer." And then, so Taiwan sort of has a culture of that. And what's your take on that? I mean, was that you as well, or?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Okay.
I was so rebellious.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I am kind of rebellious too
Okay.
right now.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Never learned.
All right.
But
Are you good?
yeah, I'm good.
Keep going.
I still wanna, talk.
Sure. Yeah. Can you throw those over there? Yeah. Awesome.
So when I was younger,
Thank you.
my dad, which is a Taiwanese dad,
Sure. Yeah.
he wanted me to like just study and just go to cram school and
Of course. Yeah.
he was just really traditional.
Okay.
and I hated it.
Sure.
I just wanted to do music all the time. I just wanted to, just sit in front of the piano and sing.
That's
and,
pretty cool.
That's just what I wanted to do.
Yep.
But he didn't want me to do that, so we kind of had a lot of conflicts.
Okay, got it.
During that period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have brothers and sisters? Or?
I have a younger sister.
Okay.
But I would say my parents treat me and my sister pretty differently.
Okay.
Because I'm really
Parents usually do that.
rebellious, right?
Okay.
But my sister is kind of like a sweet kind of daughter,
Okay. Likes school and does all her homework on time.
I don't think she likes school.
Okay.
But she's just a good daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, so much better than I am.
Okay. So what makes you think you're not a good daughter? I'm curious now, yeah?
I'm just really aggressive and like too straightforward. Like,
Okay.
When I say things, I just say things.
Okay. Okay,
I
yeah.
don't fake it.
Okay, sure. Well,
It's good and bad.
well, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, it's good because people know there's no bullshit. They're just, they know, okay, if I ask, Karin, she's going to say it straight.
Yeah.
But it's also tough because here, well, anywhere in the world, but I found it a lot here. I mean, if you say the wrong thing, I mean, people are like, oh, everyone's so, like, for example, we went to a wedding of, one relative of my wife's. We went to a wedding, and this was the second time I met this cousin of my wife, right? And the first time I met her, like, we just got together, and then the second time was maybe 5 or 6 years later, and I'm like, oh, hey, 好久不见, and she's like, oh, 你变胖, right? And then
that's what you said?
she said to me,
she
said,
said
oh, 你变胖, right? And then I'm like, oh, 你也是, and then I'm like, I'm joking because, I mean, you just said to me, I don't care.
Yeah.
But she was like, oh, everybody's like, how dare he say that? I'm like, you just said the same thing to me.
Yeah,
I don't care. I mean, I know. So, I mean, it's a joke for me. I don't, really, it was really like, who cares, right? So, but it's like,
well, apparently a lot of people care here.
a lot of people care, so Taiwan is a place where if you gain like 1 pound, the whole world could tell you about it, right? So it's funny, every time I go back to Canada to visit family, I mean, it's rare. We go maybe every 4 or 5 years. And I mean, you go back and, Mexican mom is like, oh, you're skinny. She just keeps feeding you and you just keep eating. And then when you get back, you gain like 10 pounds. And everyone's like, oh my God, what happened to you? I'm like, I know.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing for sure. Yeah. What, so
right,
you,
should we get into the next
well, let's go.
one?
Next one.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So the next one is called The Liberator. It's from Flavor the World. So we're sort of building on, we're on the final stretch. These are the last four.
I can tell that it's already worse than the first plate. Yeah.
These are baked in there.
Look at this.
That one?
This is like red as
that
hell.
one, actually, I'll tell you. That one, these last three I make myself.
Oh, okay.
So the ones that I make scare me a little bit, but that's okay because I know how much is in there. But is what it is. So let's. So I won't even tell you. So you don't have to worry about it. So this one is called The Liberator, and it's from Flavor the World, who's another local hot sauce maker. And cheers. Let's go.
Cheers. Does it get hotter and hotter? I feel like this one is pretty mild.
Oh, really? Okay. It should start to build up in the back, but
oh, okay.
I mean, everyone has a different palate, right? So I think me, this tastes hotter than way hotter, but well, I think it builds. It's building. I mean, I eat these all the time, so it's hard for me to. Sometimes it's hard for me to line them up in the right order because I'm just like, and then you get to the really hot ones, and like, oh my god. Yeah, that tastes pretty spicy. Man, I'm gonna take a little milk here. So let's do a little rapid fire. I'm gonna tell you the name of a musician.
All right.
and I want you to tell me the first thing that pops up into your head.
A musician.
A musician, yeah. I
And
mean,
then I just say
so whatever. I mean, she's good, she's bad, she's cool,
okay.
she's shit. She's.
What if I don't know the musician?
If you don't know them, I mean, they're all pretty popular ones, I think.
Oh, okay.
Right? So let's start with Mariah Carey. Oh, everybody knows
Diva.
Mariah. Everybody knows her. Yeah.
Diva sings like Angel, better than Ariana Grande.
Okay,
Sorry,
she's the next one
Ariana.
on the list. That's so funny. Okay.
Well, she's my idol.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I mean, there's a lot of idols up there.
That's
I
amazing.
really respect her.
I love-
because God, she writes so many like classic. You know? Did you know that the Christmas song "All I Want for
Oh,
Christmas
I
Is
love
You"
that song. Yeah.
was written by herself?
I didn't know she wrote that. I knew she
She
sang
wrote
it,
that.
but okay.
I didn't know until like a couple years ago. I don't know.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was building up on me. How you doing? You good still?
Yeah.
Still pretty solid? Okay, well,
I
you
think
do.
I'm numb now.
You're numb now? Okay. It's all the mala ho guo numbs it out probably, yeah. All right, so Ariana Grande. Not as
I
good
used
as
to
Mariah
like
Carey.
her a lot.
Okay.
I liked the album "Dangerous Woman"
Okay.
was my favorite. But then after that, I think maybe she had some lip injection or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I like the old Ariana Grande,
Okay.
I would say. But she's still an amazing singer.
Okay.
Technique-wise, she kills it every time.
Sure. Okay.
And her team is like knows how to put her in front of people and just show what she got. You know?
I think it's important to sort of right place, right time, right? Yeah. Okay. Taylor Swift.
Shake it out.
Yeah, shake it out. Okay.
I also like the old Taylor.
Sure.
Yeah. I really like how she sang those country songs, country pop songs. Those are just so sweet. But I like her now.
Okay.
I mean, she's enjoying it and she's not hiding any shit.
Okay.
Yeah, even like write a lot of songs out of her exes.
Yeah, sure.
And
Yeah.
I do that too. So
Okay.
high five.
You gotta
girl.
have some kind of motivation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to say that. Billie Eilish.
Very young and talented, and her producer is a genius, I would say.
Okay.
And I think she's a unique character.
Okay.
I personally don't listen to her stuff that much.
Okay.
But I think she's iconic.
She's a younger crowd, right?
Yeah, she's only 17.
Oh wow, I didn't know she was that young. Okay.
Yeah, she is.
I learned about her on a karaoke night because there's a group that comes to a lot of the karaoke's and they have a couple of younger daughters that love that, and that's how I actually learned the name. I would have had no idea who that was, but there's some really good singers out there. Yeah. All right, let's do a couple more.
Okay.
Jolene Tai.
Jolene Tai. Oh, good dancer.
Okay.
Very hardworking.
Okay.
And so pretty, I think.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
She's like 38.
When I came here, she was like in the prime. She was like like she's still big now,
She's
I think,
still,
right?
I think she's still on the
Yeah, she's
top,
still
I
well,
think.
when I came here, I mean, a long time ago, 16 years ago, she was like billboards and stuff everywhere. So that's when I wanted to slip in there. Yeah.
I was just amazed by her look because she's freaking 38 and she still looks like that, and
Yeah, she still looks like 25, right?
Yeah, I'm just amazed.
Pretty
And
amazing.
I really like the spirit of non-stopping, trying kind of process.
Sure.
So yeah, she inspires me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, let's do two more.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's pick a guy. What about Bruno Mars?
That's a tough one.
Okay.
Because I used to have a crush.
They don't all have to be good. Oh, okay. Oh, really?
But
Okay.
right now,
Is he still doing much or?
Not really my type anymore.
Okay,
I don't
sure,
know why.
of course.
Yeah, I like her ballad song more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, let's do one more.
Okay.
Shakira.
Oh. Wow, I haven't.
Or Katy Perry, Shakira. I was like, which one should I pick?
Oh, I
Katy
mean
Perry.
both. I love them both.
Okay.
But I don't like recently. I don't hear of things about Shakira that
Yeah.
much.
She's not been doing too much lately,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, Katy Perry, I like her. She has that spirit of just say things straightforward
Sure.
too. So yeah.
And who's your favorite? Your favorite
of the
musician
list?
out of all time?
Oh, out of everything.
Yeah.
There's like a young artist.
Okay. Ooh,
called
you're gonna show
H.E.R.
my age here. What's her name?
Her. That's interesting, right?
I have no idea who that is. Yeah.
Her
Okay.
is
it
her name.
Is it a Taiwanese artist?
No.
Like from where?
She just won 2 Grammys.
Wow. Okay.
This year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, she's only like 22, 2 years
Oh wow.
younger than me.
Okay.
And she's a black woman,
Okay.
and she sings R&B and soul.
Her name's Her. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you have to listen to her stuff, man.
Okay.
I flew to New York just to see her.
Really?
Yeah.
To watch her play.
To watch her play.
Perform. Okay.
I
wow.
mean, she plays the drums, guitars.
Oh, really?
And
And where's she
bass.
from? From the States?
I think she's from New York. I don't know, but definitely from the States.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Very talented.
I actually, I mean, I'm pretty dated on that stuff, but wow, I've never even heard of. If somebody would have said that to me, I would have said, "No way, you're pulling my leg." I have no idea.
Oh, really?
I've never heard that. Maybe if I hear one of the songs, I probably would.
Who's your favorite artist then?
I listen to like old stuff, man. I listen to like.
to old stuff too,
So-
like Amy Winehouse or some like older stuff.
Yeah.
Billy Joel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like for me, my parents are Mexican, so my mom listens to old like Mexican classic stuff, and which is okay. Like Vicente Fernandez. So this is stuff like, I mean, this is old. And my dad listens to. My dad's like an old rock and roll guy. So my dad, we grew up. My dad, playing like 60s and 70s music all my life. So when you're a kid, you're like, oh, Dad, turn that off. But now you're like, oh, I love it, right? So like Deep Purple, and I like sort of a lot of the old sort of rock and roll stuff, Led Zeppelin and stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's old for yeah.
I mean, I still
it,
love
yeah,
those
yeah.
old rock and roll because
Yeah.
I listen to rock music as well.
Okay.
But I feel sad about how people aren't really putting that much of respect to rock music now.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've seen like so many memes of like these two guys, and one guy's just kind of like a super basic acoustic guitar guy, and the other guy's like this, like shredding the guitar, and people are just like, ugh. It's so sad because I mean it's amazing. Some of the guitarists are pretty amazing from back then. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, next wing. Let's go.
Oh,
so this
God.
one is this green one. This one is I make.
Is it like some kind of curry?
It's made with jalapeno. It's made with
Oh,
jalapeno.
no.
So a lot of jalapeno.
Oh God,
Onion,
that's why
garlic.
it's green.
It's we call it creamy jalapeno because it's got a lot of garlic in it and stuff. So
Okay.
this is actually my favorite. So. There you go.
Oh, it's so spicy.
Is it? Okay. We're getting there. Yeah. This one. Okay, yeah. I got it. Yeah. This one.
Why are you so calm?
I love that.
I'm
I mean,
like,
I've been eating
damn,
this stuff.
kid.
The story when we made this was funny. So I made this.
Can I have another
Sure, of course. Lily, can we get more water? Yeah. Thanks. So I actually. So avocados are hard to find. I mean, not hard. Not it's getting easier, but to get a good avocado, in the Mexican restaurant, we always have to have avocados, and sometimes they're not ripe, sometimes they're overripe, and there's times when we can't get avocados, so we can't do guacamole, right? And you know, we get heck for it all the time, but I mean, you can't control avocados. So we did this American, sort of not American club, but like this American embassy thing. Up in the mountains, they have this amazing house, and so we catered this party, and I was doing all these sauces, and I just, like, this was maybe 6 or 8 years ago, I just made this sauce for the first time, and I was in love with it. I loved it, and we brought it, so we put it in there, and we put like a big bowl, and we have habanero salsa and just regular chunky salsa and all this stuff there, and then we got tacos and chips and all that stuff, and that was there, and we didn't label it, right? We're like, okay, it goes from mild to spicy. That's the spicy one. There you go. There's some water for you. Thanks, Lily.
Oh, can I get some milk too?
Some more milk, yeah. And so I told people, okay, that one's, you know, that's the spicy one, mild, all the way to spicy, and they're like, okay. But there was a group of people that, you know, you're telling them mild to spicy, but they're kind of like, you know, whatever, yeah. They thought it was guacamole, so they got like a chip, and they just went,
shit,
and they just downed a huge chip of like a ton of that sauce, and their eyes started to water. They started like almost crying. They were screaming. They're like, "Oh my God, I need milk!" And they're just like, they were screaming, and I mean, it was funny for me because I'm like, I told you that's not guacamole. And the funny thing, it looks like guacamole when it's in a bowl. So people are just like, oh, guacamole. And I'm like, ah. So this person got burned out big time because they didn't listen.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, so it's, whew. Yeah, that one's spicy for sure.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Thanks.
Yeah. So your biggest motivation, what would you say would be your biggest motivation for singing?
For singing?
Yeah. For singing first.
To inspire more people.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are some dark times.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, life sucks sometimes. And you can't do anything
everyone.
about it. Yeah.
Sure.
And there are like annoying people around the world, and you can do shit about them.
Mm-hmm.
So those times, I just write songs and like just play and sing and, you know, just scream.
Okay.
And like, well, when you grow up and then you realize that you're actually turning those let's say negative energy into some creation, then that's kind of amazing, I guess.
Of course,
so
yeah, that's beautiful.
I want to encourage more people to do things like that, because I know, you know, there are some people just, you know, being sad and they don't have a way to express, or they don't have a thing to like calm themselves down.
So, so you feel music does that for you?
Yeah.
And you hope it will do it for more people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever you feel sad or happy or mad. Yeah.
Definitely.
I just want to tell people that you're not alone. I mean,
Okay.
I'm the same, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think depression and that is like a big deal, and it's getting kind of a big epidemic lately. So it seems, I mean, for me, music, I mean, I don't sing, I'm horrible at it, but sometimes you put on a song and you're just like, oh man, yeah, I'm feeling good now. I love that. Like for me, I grew up again as like a rock and roll guy, but also everyone's rebellious in high school. So, you know, I was like in high school and I'm like, I'm a rock and roll, whatever. And then everyone's a rock and roll guy. And I'm like, I don't want to be like everyone else. So I was like, what's like as far from this as possible? And so I got really into like hardcore rap. So to this day, I still love like Tupac and all that. I love Ghetto Boys. I love all this stuff. But so the reason I got into that, I think, was just to not be like everyone else and to sort of rebel, because my dad was just like, rock and roll. Like to this day, he still has like long hair.
Oh, that's cool.
Like he's like super rock and roll guy.
Long hair
My
too.
dad is like super rock and roll guy, and it's funny because when I was a kid, like a little kid, all of my kid pictures of I've got long hair because of my dad, right? So I mean, you know, when you're a parent, you get to choose your kid's style. So as soon as I was old enough, it was just like shave your head, shave your head, shave your head. So it's pretty funny, but in the end, I love rap. I love hardcore. I mean, when I say rap, the old stuff. I mean, the new stuff I don't know much about. And again, rock and roll, the old stuff, 60s, 70s. I love all that old stuff. Yeah. So that's thanks to my dad and thanks to rebelling, I guess, against my dad. Yeah, that music is it's a pretty amazing thing. It's a pretty amazing thing that you can just like I have a playlist when I go to the gym. Just some song, whatever song you put on, and you're just like, oh, that's it. You're like in the mode, you're in the zone, or just some old like rap school, old school beat. I can hear that, and it's just like, oh, I just want to like lay here and be like, oh, sit here. You just bobbing your head, it's music's amazing.
Yeah,
it's an amazing thing.
That's what music is.
Music's amazing. It's an amazing thing. Yeah. All right, let's leave the green. Let's go to the next one. So this one, there's a place, a farmer that I met in down south. Oh, shoot, Taidong or Tainan. I'm sorry, man. I can't remember which one it is. But
these two places are really different.
Yeah, I know they are. I know. But he's this great guy. He contacted me a while ago. He's a foreign guy. He's an American guy, I believe, and he's married to Taiwanese, and they have sort of a piece of land down there, and they grow really rare, sort of plants and vegetables and stuff, and they grow chilies. They grow a lot of peppers, and so when I met him, he was kind of cleaned out of all the stuff I usually buy, like the Carolina Reapers, the ghost peppers, and all that stuff, and he's like, I've got this, those little mini sort of chilies. They're really hot, but they're tiny. He's like, I got about 10 kilos of that, and I'm like, I'll take all of them. And so this is the first time I made a hot sauce with that. And actually, the funny thing is, when we were sort of, de-stemming the chilies, I have some Filipino staff and some like Indonesian staff, and they're like, oh, these are like all the Aboriginals in Taiwan use these, and all the Filipinos in the Philippines, they all have this chili. So it must be a really big Southeast Asian sort of a chili. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty spicy.
Do you remember the name of the spice?
I'll get the name for you.
Okay.
I'll need a minute to remember it.
Okay.
But it's really small. It's got a really long stem, and it's really, really tiny. So yeah.
So this one is gonna be spicier than the previous one.
It should be.
It
should be. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's go. Maybe not. Maybe not.
I was screaming. The previous one I was screaming, but this one, I like it.
Okay.
I like the smell.
Okay.
It's not that spicy, I guess.
No, yeah, you know what? It's not as spicy as the green one. I thought it would be spicier. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time I made a hot
scary,
sauce.
Though.
It looks scary.
Because of the color, it's like super red.
It's the first time I've worked with this chili. Sort of when we washed them and we cleaned them and we de-stemmed them. You have a really unique, weird sort of a smell.
Oh, really?
So it was kind of like, this is not going to be good. And then we sort of did our thing with the hot sauce, and actually it's pretty good. It's the first time I put it on a wing, actually. So,
really?
So it's pretty good, I think. Yeah. I mean, that's not
So
bad
you
at
kind
all.
of just do experiment.
This one was, yeah, because I met this guy and he's like, I got this farm. Oh, it's getting hot now. I got this farm. He grows ghost peppers and habaneros and Carolina Reapers, and we use all those. But he's like, right now I don't have them. We're out of stock. Couple months, but right now I've got this. And I said, send it to me, man. Let's do it. So that's it, yeah.
So you used to be coaching soccer.
I did. I So growing up as a Mexican, soccer's huge,
Yeah.
right? So soccer's huge in Mexico. It's kind of the one main.
Sport.
I mean, they have a lot of sports, but that's like the religious sport. It's just so, and I come from my family comes from Guadalajara, where there's a lot of soccer, and it's a big part of the culture there. So, yeah, I grew up playing that. From about age 12, I coached it, and I love it. I've been loving that since I was a kid, you know. And actually, I
Did
coached
you
in
dream
Taiwan.
about playing at the Super Bowl?
Of course, the Super Bowl. I at the World Cup, I had the idea. I wanted to play, but turns out you have to be damn good to play there. So of course, yeah. So it's good. I mean, that's my thing. I grew up watching and playing that, and I do like to watch. Not that many sports I like to watch. There's that, and there's also UFC. I mean, I don't know if you know much about that, but I'm a big fan of like the UFC. So these are the two things that when they're on, is it spicy? Getting spicier?
Yeah.
A little bit. It is. It's building up, right?
Yeah, it's definitely building up.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, what about yourself? Any sports growing up in a musical sort of background family?
I like swimming a lot.
Okay.
I like swimming in the ocean a lot.
Everybody does, right? Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel more natural
Okay. The
to
ocean.
like, yeah, swim in the ocean.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's getting harder to speak right now because it's so
Of
hot.
course, that's the whole point. Yeah, sure. You know, the funny thing is, my daughter goes to like an Anqing band to do her homework after school. She only has half days, and so I went to pick her up, and the teacher's like, "Oh, I'm here to pick her up too," and I'm like, "Oh no, Jinjia, she's not coming today." And the teacher's like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, we're going to the beach," and she's just like, "This was on Monday."
What kind of parent is this?
She's just like,
Shocked.
"What about her homework?" I'm like, "I don't care about the homework. She can do it in the car with her mom. We're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna go get like a steak at one of the steakhouses on the way to the beach, and we're just going to the beach." And she's just kind of like, oh,
Shocked.
okay, yeah. I'm like, yeah, busy weekend. I'm tired. My wife's tired. My daughter's been at the restaurant all weekend. We're going to the beach. And she's like, okay. So beach is amazing.
Yeah.
I sleep
love
so
rock
well.
climbing too.
Okay.
Everything that's in the wild, I love it.
Okay. Do you do any of the indoor as well? Indoor rock climbing?
Well, to get fit, I
Yeah.
go to the gym.
Okay, sure. Okay.
But yeah, if I would say swimming and rock climbing
Okay, beautiful.
would be the two sports.
The
that I
two
like.
sports. Okay. And is your family into any kind of sport?
My family don't really like doing sports.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they're pretty indoor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is your mom still playing and teaching now with piano?
Not teaching,
Okay.
but still playing a lot.
Okay. And she's probably awesome. Yeah. She's pretty amazing.
Well,
I bet. Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Of course. That's so funny. Yeah. I think it's amazing when you have something that you can pass down to the kids. And like my daughter, she loves, like actually here we make our own flour tortillas, make our own corn tortillas. So we used to import corn flour to make the tortillas, but now I actually found a local farm here, and we're grinding our own corn. And so 2 days ago I was grinding corn with my daughter. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Like it's a really old school way of making it. So pretty amazing. She loved it. She loves pancakes. She loves cooking and getting her hands in dough and doing. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah. So I do still hope she warms up a bit to soccer. So
Yeah.
working on it. I'm working on it.
Well,
Yeah.
how did you switch your passion? I mean, you probably still have passion in playing soccer, but
Yeah.
when did you have the passion of making food? Having a restaurant.
So basically, I grew up eating Mexican food because my family's Mexican, and I love it. And when you're a kid, you kind of take it for granted until you get to college. Then you go to college, and when you're a kid, you think McDonald's every day is going to be amazing, And then you go to college and you have McDonald's every day for like a week, and then you realize, oh my God, this is awful, right? And so my mom would be mailing me food, and she would, she would like freezer overnight ship me like food, and it was just like mom's food is always the best, right? So you just like growing up cooking, learning some of this stuff from my mom, cooking with my mom, noticing like the difference between fresh ingredients and fresh foods is always something we had. Not something that I figured I would do anything with until I came here. I met my wife after we got married. We thought she wants to do something else. You know what? Let's try it out. So she's like, let's do a coffee shop, and I said, ooh, there's a lot of those. And personally, I don't drink coffee that much. So for me to do coffee shop, I feel if you're gonna do something, you have to like it. You have to have some passion and some kind of knowledge, I think, right? Like sometimes people pour me this coffee. So from like really shitty coffee to like reasonably good coffee tastes the same to me.
Oh no.
Unless it's like, I had a buddy who turned me on to this. He brings coffee from Central America. From his wife has a farm. They bring that in. And he has like the hot water at a certain 90 degrees, and he does the little pour over the cup filter thing. That is really good coffee.
So you can
So
tell.
that I was like, that's really, it tastes like meaty. It tastes really hearty. I thought, wow, this is good. But I mean, like Starbucks and 7-Eleven, and they all taste the same to me. Luis, and I pretty developed palate with food, but with coffee, it all tastes. Sometimes it's like,
So when it comes to bitterness, you can really tell.
It just tastes like regular coffee, like it's like this is
Okay.
like, but this sort of like filter over the cup sort of coffee, that's really for me, it's really incredible. Like I tried that and I thought it almost tasted like meaty and like mushroomy and like sauteed mushrooms, and it's weird. It was so good. I love that. So if I can get that, I'll drink that. If it's like a regular cup of coffee, I can go months without it. No big deal.
Okay.
What about yourself? Big coffee drinker?
Yeah, I have to start.
To start the day? Okay.
With a cup of coffee.
And what's your coffee? What's your go-to?
I don't really care.
Okay, just as long as it's got
Unless
caffeine.
it's not that shitty, then I can take it.
Okay.
Because I'm just a big fan of coffee. I just have to drink.
Okay, perfect. Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Okay. Beautiful.
No reason.
All right. You know what? We are on our last swing.
All right.
So this should be the spiciest of all of them.
Oh
But
my God.
we mixed the orders up, so who knows what's up.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get lucky, right?
Okay.
This is the last one
Are
also.
you sure that nobody threw up in your show?
Nobody's
before?
throwing up. If you feel like throwing up, let me know, yeah?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Well, cheers to the last
to
wing,
the last
yeah?
one. What's this one?
That one's made with Carolina Reaper and ghost pepper and depending habanero or ghost pepper.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
How you feeling on that? Yeah.
Ah. This is definitely the hottest one.
Okay. Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You should see how much ghost pepper goes into making that.
Oh my God.
A batch of that is crazy. That sauce is made.
How can you still talk? Oh my God.
That sauce was made because, as a Mexican restaurant, you have to have spicy, something that's just like. Okay, yeah, that one's still. That's a tough one.
It's so tough.
You have to have one that's just so hot that people are like, before we had that, people would come in that eat spicy. Oh wow. And they'd be like, "This is a Mexican restaurant. It's supposed to be spicy." So I thought, okay, I'm gonna make a really spicy one for you.
This one's crazy.
Okay, that is the hottest one by
Wow.
far. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Damn.
But you made it. You made it all the way through the end.
I made it.
So tell everybody, where can they see you?
Friday night.
Oh my god.
This Friday night. I'll try my best to talk. Okay, this Friday night here at Eddy's, 7 p.m. right? 7 p.m. And every Saturday at Grand Hyatt Taipei, 9 to 12.
So in the description, we will put some of her information on there if you're interested in watching her perform.
Yep.
This Friday, which means 2 days from now, she's going to be here live. Make your reservations. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm really excited to hear you sing
Thanks
this
for having
Friday.
me.
And I hope you enjoyed the wings.
I did.
And thank you so much. So,
Thank you.
all right. Well, appreciate it.
All right.
All right, we made it. Thank you guys all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All the info will be below. Thank you so much.
Follow me on Instagram. Like me on Facebook as well.
We will have the links to her Instagram, her Facebook in the description after the show. Don't forget to share the video. Come this Friday. Thank you guys very much. We love you. Bye.
Yeah.